What is up, guys? Bingo here, and today I'm doing a recap of the Worlds deck that I played during the OTS event that was going on during the WCS. I played Sky Striker, and like I've said before, the event was just awesome. If you guys missed out on the opportunity to go, I recommend trying to make it next year. It's not like your typical locals. There's a lot more people. They're having a good time. Everybody's excited because it's something special. So if you guys missed out on that opportunity, I recommend taking it. But this isn't going to be an in-depth profile like I usually do because Striker's pretty known by just about everybody. I did play, so I'm going to be going over the main deck, the extra deck, and the side deck as usual. I did go X1. I lost to the Dual Factory. Shoutouts to him for sacking Imperial Order 2 games in a row. But you know, the event was awesome, guys. I can't stress that enough. It was just so much fun. We did get these sweet field centers, and if you were lucky, you got one of these. If you haven't checked out what's in that, I got another video on my channel. So it was just such a good time. I'm going to leave this here so I actually know like where to put cards, because I wanted to use this mat because it's what I played. So for the monsters, we have 3 Ray. Something really weird, 2 Ash. So in this format, Ash is at 2. Then I played 2 Ogre and 2 Valor. So the hand trap's kind of weird. Ash is at 2. I would play 3 if I could. Valor, so I'm also playing Impermanence, a little bit of a spoiler. So I didn't want to like double up on too many of those. The reason I played Impermanence is it's better in a lot of niche situations. I felt like Called by the Grave was going to be everywhere because there's a lot of like one-ofs for the good decks. So I wanted to avoid that, like relying on Valor and getting Called by the Grave. And then Ogre was just either super broken or did nothing. It hit multi-roll, it hits pendulum scales. It was good when it was good. It was really good. And I feel like that's how it's going to be in this upcoming format. So that's it for the monsters. I wouldn't. I felt like the deck performed perfectly. The only thing that I would change is something that it's just I lent out a copy of a side deck card that I just didn't have access to. So I have 2 Engage because it's at 2 in this format. I have 2 Widow Anchor because it's at 2 in this format. And then the last time I'll get to say this one, I was playing 3 multi-roll. And this is really why I wanted to play the deck, because I honestly don't think I'll be playing it in this upcoming format. But you never know. I love the deck. I think it's really, really strong. Just the mechanics behind it is just so cool. It's so unorthodox when you think about how it has to play and maneuver its board state. And that's why I really enjoyed it. And multi-roll is just an insane card. You know, Spellbook of Judgment that makes all your cards super poly is pretty good. Triple Area 0. Nothing new here. We want to max out on consistency. 2 Shark Cannon. I almost played 3, but there was just no need. This was really good hitting those key combo pieces against Salamangreat. Banishing the targets, banishing Spinny, just banishing anything they need in their graveyard. It was really good. And for the one-ofs, there's obviously a lot because of Sky Striker. 1 Drones, 1 Eagle Booster, Afterburners, Jamming Waves, and Hercules Base. They were all amazing. Like, I wouldn't cut any of them. Jamming Waves was actually extremely good. It outed Avermax, it outed problem cards that I couldn't deal with. It also forced those Salamangreat Roars game 1. So I wouldn't change any of those, and that's it for the Striker cards. Then we're playing 2 Foolish Goods and a Metal Foes Fusion. Nothing here. I've never been a big fan of 3. Then Triple Cosmic Cyclone. It was between this, MST, and Twin. I felt like the deck couldn't afford the discard. I mean, it can afford it, but sometimes you don't want to take that neg from discarding. And banishing the set Rage, which can really hurt your deck because you're very reliant on multi-roll, is super important. Forcing the negation on the Roar so it doesn't get banished. And then just niche like rogue situations, because there's a lot of rogue because you're still out of locals. Then we're playing 2 Desires and Desire. I got called crazy for playing this, but you need it. The deck isn't as consistent as you think it would. You really do feel the one less engage, but you have enough access to Ray. But sometimes you just aren't there, and Desire is either a great follow up for additional resources, or you don't have a play, so you play the card. And then for the 1-up spells, we're playing Terraforming, Reinforcements to the Army, and Upstart Goblin. They're all really, really good. You know, there's no reason not to play them. Even though the deck is over 40, it's 43 cards. You should still play Upstart Goblin. And then for the traps, we're playing 3 Impermanents. And actual MVP was There Can Only Be One. This card was really good to format. I don't know if it was a meta call. I felt like Salamangreat was going to be everywhere. And then it's really good against certain rogue decks. This card was just great. I played against Cyber Dragon, Pendulum Magician, Salamangreat, and it was great the whole event. And that's it for the main deck, guys. Like I said, it's 43 cards. I wouldn't change a single card in the main deck. I felt like it was extremely good. Onto the extra deck. 1 Kagari, 3 Hayate, 3 Shizuku, and 2 Kaina. Nothing really to say here. Standard Sky Striker engine. 2 Kaina, I never wanted a third. And then for the non-striker links, we're playing 1 Hida. Very good. I used it in one of my Salamangreat matchups to bring back just a resource for link fodder. And I used it against a Pendulum Magician player to bring back Electromite and get exact game on board. It was very, very interesting game state, but it was just awesome. Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, and then for another Link 3, we have Ningirsu, the World Chalice Warrior. That was just for Abramax, which I did have to out, but the only way I could out it at the time was playing Jamming Waves on my own set card, but I was so far up in card economy it didn't matter. They all did their... I actually never summoned Ningirsu, but you have to play this. You have to play it out to non-targetable cards, so that's why that's there. And then for the Link 4s, I played Boral Sword and Bomber. Bomber never came up. I actually never even went close to time, which was really surprising. But Bomber's great in those grind games where you just need to Widow Anchor a bunch of stuff and link it all away. And then I Boral Sworded for game so many times. Two different occasions. I had Chainlink 4 of double anchor, shark cannon, and drones with a link already established. It was awesome. 3 multi-roll is just unfair. There's a reason that card is now at 1. For the side deck, we are playing... Oh, gotta put my little raid token down. Playing 3 summon limit. This was strictly for going first. It's the only going first side deck card. When I drew it did what it was supposed to. No complaints about it. But I didn't want to dedicate too many cards strictly to just going first. But I do feel like I ended up siding way too many cards to go second. Because this was the only other card I could put in going first. Then we have Triple Crow. This card, MVP. I feel like it's going to be... if Salamangreat is still relevant, which I think it will be after seeing how it plays today, yes, 2 less circle will hurt, but the deck is still amazing. So I think Crow is going to be an extremely important hand trap this upcoming format. I'm going to try to pick up my alties, but I don't know if I want to spend that much money. Triple Twin for more back row removals. When you don't see it, you don't see it. Card I sided in 6 different times and literally never drew was Gamma. So the idea behind this was just negate and destroy an important choke point, because the combo decks during the Worlds format were a lot more susceptible to one hand trap. There was a very critical choke point that you can pick out in almost any combo string. There was a couple people playing like the Crusadia Thunder list, or variants, I guess, because there's no standard list because it's a one-time format. But they have 1 Colossus, 1 Hawk, and there's a bunch of other hits that affect the deck. And then lastly, we're playing 2 Pankratops because it's at 2. Shout out to minimum rarity. But guys, that is my Sky Striker deck profile for the Worlds format. If you haven't seen what's in the envelope, which I highly doubt because you're watching me, which means you watch a bunch of other YouTubers, check out my video and look at what's in it. It's pretty great. Thanks for coming by, guys. Again, if you didn't get to go to this event, I recommend it because it was so much fun. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.